disclaimer. Remember, the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the speakers and do not reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Hey, Nicki.
Hey, Kimmie. So we have a very interesting discussion topic today.
Yeah.
I love movies.
Yeah.
I love movies, so I'm really excited about our topic today because we are going to be talking about the new movie, the new Christopher Nolan movie, The Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and some of you all may know the story from high school. And it's one of these stories that
give the people a synopsis of what it's about.
You know what? It's about, I don't even want to like talk about it because you know what? I didn't read it. I read
okay. I didn't read it either. So when you started talking just now, I thought, you must have read
it. Well, I was busy reading other things.
Beowulf.
Exactly. I did read Beowulf. But you know, this thinking about the Odyssey and thinking about the story and Odysseus going on this adventure and this trip and running into all these different people and all these things. One of the images, one of the motifs is this whole idea of Helen of Troy and being such a beautiful woman. Her face could launch, you know, all these ships. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there is controversy.
Of course,
there's controversy. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The controversy surrounding Christopher Nolan's interpretation of the Odyssey.
And I think that your introduction in calling it an interpretation is more than suitable and actually what is historically accurate, because the controversy is surrounding Lupita Nyong'o being cast as Helen of Troy, right? The woman whose beauty could launch 1,000 ships, right? So of course she's a Black woman, and you know the people are going to be mad, and of course the people are mad. And one of the things that one of the loudest mouths said about it was that it was not historically accurate. Yes. But actually, what is historically accurate is varying interpretations, because the original author, Homer, never described Helen of Troy. He didn't describe her in very much detail at all, so far as her physicality. He mainly focused on her symbolic impact on the story. And then other writers or ancient writers after him and other artists added their interpretation of what she would look like. And of course, we all project what we look like. And so, of course, their projection would reflect maybe their own community. But the idea is it was an interpretation. Absolutely. And the story is a myth.
Yeah. And, you know, Lupita Nyong'o even said, this is a mythological story. Our cast is representative of the world. I'm not spending my time thinking of a defense. The criticism will exist, whether I engage with it or not. And then she says, you can't perform beauty. Right. So, you know, this is very similar to something that happened with Hamilton, the musical.
Yeah.
There's a big backlash because Lin-Manuel Miranda decided to use a cast that included lots of diversity, people of color, and to really showcase the story in a very relatable, non-traditional way. Yeah. So it's the creator's interpretation. And once again, I think we want to get deep about this, and we want to think about, well, what does it mean that it's caused all this uproar? And people are saying very clearly they are criticizing Lupita Nyong'o's beauty. They're saying that she is not beautiful enough to play a mythical creature.
Right. And, you know, as a Black woman, her beauty resonates with a large swath of the world's population.
Yeah.
And, the idea that, we're still dealing with these low hanging fruit stereotypes regarding beauty and what does it mean. And, the saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder may sound corny, may sound old fashioned, but it really is true, right?
Yeah.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And when you think about biblical representation, people have been talking about that recently, and how modern Christianity have whitewashed Jesus, and in the book that they rely on, the description is blatantly
Very true.
different from the representation that we have accepted as the norm, in the Western world, right?
Right.
And once again, it's because the people who are projecting Christianity, they want to reflect what they look like,
Hmm.
and it's as simple as that.
It's
Uh,
absolutely
and of course, with living in a world where racism runs rampant, and racism is the very fabric of our society, it's almost as if they can't help it.
And it's when we think about appearance, and we talked about this when we talked about Michelle Obama and someone called
Hmm.
her a man,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's why is it that Black women, that there are so many stereotypes and so many criticisms when we talk about beauty standards? Why is it that all of the standards tend to um, focus on a black women being masculine,
Hmm.
or it's either very, very, very masculine and emasculating, or it's the appearance that's like, quote, ghetto, you know,
Hmm.
the
Right.
big booty, like,
Hmm.
um, you know, different color hair, big hoop ear.
Hmm.
It's just like they have
Hmm.
this image of what
Yeah.
Black women should look like. And
Hmm.
whatever the image is, it doesn't fit the standard, stereotypical standard of
Yeah,
beauty.
it's not accepted. While at the same time, our beauty is co-opt um, on a consistent basis. The very things that we are criticized for, other communities pay top dollar for, and that is the foundation of racism. That's the foundation of cultural appropriation,
Yeah.
and it's playing in our faces. It's so blatant. When I was researching this topic, and one of the things that I likened this whole discussion to is the movie Idiocracy. And I feel like we are living what that movie sort of projected, right? Is because you have people talking about, casting her is historically inaccurate, and it's like, sir, do you understand what historical means?
Yeah.
When you're talking about historical accuracy, you're talking about real life. You're talking about truth. This is a story. This is artistic expression. And the very idea of artistic expression is that it is meant to be manipulated and interpreted by the viewer, the user, or the consumer, right?
Right.
How do I interpret that? And when you talk to African people, when you're talking to Black American people. When we look at Lupita Nyong'o, yeah, we agree. Her face could launch 1,000 ships,
Yeah.
and that's
And,
just that.
and the other thing is beauty, there's beauty everywhere.
Hmm.
There's beauty everywhere. I mean, when you look at, and so there isn't just one archetype that represents beauty. There isn't. And I started looking at some discussion boards and some groups, because I was curious. I wanted to know, well, what are people saying about this? And the
Hmm.
interesting thing is, do you know, the people are saying a lot about Christopher Nolan. He's being woke. He's only doing this because he wants an Oscar, and the only way people will get an Oscar is if they have something that's woke. And I'm thinking, huh, that is really interesting.
Isn't that a good
Um,
thing?
yeah, and the other thing is that they have the pre-sale orders are sold
Mhm.
out for IMAX.
Yeah.
They're sold out, and people are just really talking about this movie. And so, in a way, all of this controversy is actually making people think about it. Because think about it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, if you said, okay, we're going to watch the Odyssey, well, I didn't really care to read it in high school. So
Hmm.
now you have all this controversy, and people are like, okay, now we've got to really go see what the controversy is about.
Yeah. And there was similar outrage over Halle what's her name?
Halle Bailey in The Little
Bailey
Mermaid.
in The Little Mermaid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once again, mermaids aren't real. What are you talking about? And this idea, and so the powers that be have gaslit us so much to assign this negativity to being awake. And it's like, what's the opposite? Being asleep? That's what you and that's what they want
Exactly.
you to be. They want you to be
Exactly.
asleep.
Woke, I mean, to me, that says that you are paying attention. You are
Hmm.
you are really focused. The
Hmm.
opposite to me is being asleep. Do I want to be asleep? Do I want to
Right.
walk through life asleep, or do I want to be awake?
Exactly. And we've got to really take that word back. Like,
We
it's
have to.
not there, it's not a negative word. So when they say, yeah, he's doing this to be woke, yeah, absolutely he is.
He doesn't want to be asleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his interpretation of beauty, he sees fit to highlight and expose the beauty that is Lupita.
Right.
And she obviously represents a black woman, and that's just that. There, it really shouldn't be much beyond that. And if it is, the only reason that it is racism. That's, I
Well,
mean,
and the other thing is, okay, Matt Damon is, I believe he is Odysseus, right? I
oh,
haven't
Matt
heard
Damon.
anything.
Oh,
He's
I
in,
don't. Hmm.
I believe he's Odysseus.
Yeah, Matt Damon,
Yes.
Odysseus, and Zendaya. Zendaya, is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
I think it's
I think
Zendaya.
it's Zendaya. She's Athena, and then
Yes.
you've got Anne Hathaway as Penelope. It's
But you
a
don't hear the controversy. These people are not Greek.
exactly.
You don't,
Hmm.
now I will say
Oh yeah.
uh, that there is a controversy because there aren't people of Greek descendancy in the
Yeah,
movie. But you don't hear people saying Matt Damon should not
exactly.
be Odysseus because he's not Greek. We're
Exactly.
not hearing that.
Of course you're not.
We're not hearing Anne Hathaway should not be in the movie.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And the
Exactly.
other thing, and I think this is really, really funny, Elon Musk has said a lot about Lupita Nyong'o and
And that's what I was talking about when I was
and
when I was talking about idiocracy.
yeah,
That's who I was talking about.
being woke. And I just have to say, for someone who created a vehicle that looks like a trash can
Oh
to
my
talk
God.
about beauty
Beauty. He has
and
no idea.
aesthetics,
Yeah.
I think that is hilarious, and it is racism straight up. Racism straight up.
Exactly.
Anyone who
That
talks about replacement theory, he's so afraid that white people are being replaced, and he says something about a black woman. I just think, why? Why?
really what it's about, right? This whole and this is kind of getting off subject though, and so we're gonna get back. But this idea of being replaced, they have to continue with the thought, because the thought is being replaced, but also retribution.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
they, as a they, right, not everyone obviously, but they, who benefit from the benefit from white supremacy,
Mhm.
slavery, all the things, they're scared that it's going to get done to them.
And that it, yes. And the truth is that, I mean, I'm not speaking for all people of color, but I can tell you, I am not walking through the world saying, oh, I can't wait to oppress someone. And they
Mm-hmm.
did something, they did this to my ancestors. I can't wait to do this to them. I just want to be treated fairly for who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be judged by someone's beauty standards that are
Mm-hmm.
so narrow that I could never
Mm-hmm.
fit into them. You know, and
Leave
so
us alone. You just want to you just leave us alone.
I
So we
just
can
want to I just
hide
want to be hydrated, moisturized, and unbothered.
and
And
unbothered.
unbothered.
I think that's the catchphrase. Hydrated, moisturized, and unbothered. That's
Unbothered.
what we're seeking here on Getting Deep. Okay?
Yes. And
Hydration,
and it's
moisturization.
right. And it's and all of these people that are making all of these public comments about this movie,
Mm-hmm.
it's like not everything is for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to see it, that's fine.
Yeah, don't watch
You
it.
know, but
Mm-hmm.
don't don't try to justify your racism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to justify your racism. Oh, we shouldn't, the movie is not appropriate because it's not historically accurate. It's not this, it's not that. Lupita Nyong'o, blah, 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 you know.
And somebody posted, and so to prove their point, I remember when I was scrolling social media, somebody posted uh, a, s- a freeze frame of her from a slavery movie and saying, "See, this is supposed to be beauty." Oh, I'm just like,
Well, he is portraying what your ancestors did
exactly,
back then. So of course she's not going to look good. Slavery
exactly,
wasn't beautiful. If slavery was beautiful, we'd have
right,
a problem because
yeah,
it absolutely slavery was a real thing. And if someone is gorgeous and walking around and just beautiful and loving life, that would not be historically accurate
right. But
because
that it's just
it
disingenuous.
is
Your
disingenuous.
point is disingenuous and your point is pointless for you to rely on that kind of photo
Oh,
to
it's
prove your point.
pointless. However, it does have a point. The
Mm-hmm.
point is it is a dog whistle. It is rooted in racism. And
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to just come out and say I'm a racist. They don't want to say that.
No, they
But
don't.
the comments that they make, especially these comments, are rooted in racism. And
Mm-hmm.
they just they know it, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't want people to know. And
Mm-hmm.
so they try to
Yeah,
justify it in some way.
yeah, yeah. And it's like if you think what you feel is so right, then why can't you just say it
Yeah.
if it's so right to feel the way that you do?
And if you feel that Black women are not attractive,
Mm-hmm.
say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll know, okay, first of
Mm-hmm.
all, you have not seen every single Black woman on earth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, what Black women refused you? That's the other question I'd say.
That's true tea. What they doing now? That's true tea, right?
Oh,
And
Truty.
a
Okay. I
lot of that's true tea. And then they do like this.
They do like
Yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I
And
learned
so
all kinds of things.
you say,
I learned all kinds of things.
um, and oh man, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so a lot of times, yes, it's rooted in attainability. Like
Hmm.
you wouldn't, Lupita would not give you the time of day, and you're pissed
Yeah.
that she wouldn't give you the time of day because you've been raised to feel as if you are supreme
Right.
because of your race, your color, the color of your skin.
Hmm.
But you also know that she wouldn't give you the time of day.
Yeah.
And that makes you upset. That makes you angry. And so how do you make yourself feel better? You make yourself feel better by saying, oh, this person isn't attractive.
Yeah.
Or this person isn't suitable for this role because she's not, quote unquote, beautiful.
And
Enough.
she's an amazing actress.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I saw her in Black Panther, I was just
just beautiful. And
I was
she's
just like,
beautiful. Hmm.
wow,
Yeah,
representation matters.
it
You
does.
know,
Yeah.
and the other thing is that we have to think about when we're talking about attractiveness, we also have to think about how this is also rooted in colorism because
Hmm. Yeah.
people will say, okay, oh no, I don't have a problem with black women. I think black women are really, really attractive. And then they'll start naming all the
Hmm.
black women that are attractive, and they all are
Proximity to whiteness.
they're very, very, very close proximity to whiteness. Like they
Hmm.
don't have darker skin. They don't have,
Hmm.
you know, very defined, more African features.
Hmm.
They're just have more of a proximity to whiteness.
Right.
And that's really not we're saying step away and really notice and look at people, not
Mhm.
just continue to have your own narrow view of what beauty is. And a
Right.
lot of the people that are talking about these things, when I look at them, I'm just thinking, you may not fit into my standards of
And that's
beauty.
what I was just saying. It's the inadequacy. They feel inadequate in and of themselves,
Right.
and it's a projection. It's a lot of projecting going on, and that makes me think about too with this latest news that has crossed my timeline with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh,
And
I don't
so
what latest news?
okay, so Jay-Z did he performed at the Roots picnic a few weeks ago, right?
Mhm.
And when he came out, he had a fro, like he had combed his dreads out.
Okay.
And so it was a whole big deal, right? People were saying he had a wig on, and people were like, "What is wrong with people?" He combed his dreads out, and it's like, this is our year of the Lord, 2026, and you don't realize or understand or have learned that you can, in fact, comb dreads.
Yes.
He combed them out. And he had this big, beautiful fro, right? And so there was all this controversy about that, and people, saying the things. And then recently, Beyonce and Jay-Z dropped I guess, a promo video because Beyonce doesn't let you into her personal life much at all, right?
Right. Right.
Only when it's always very calculated.
It's
So
very scripted, and yeah, she lets you see what she wants you to see.
exactly, and so they dropped this promo video, I guess it was, because of course she was using sacred products, and she was actually combing out some of his dreads, right? The video,
Oh.
and then I guess as a part of that, there was discussion about how Jay-Z decided to grow his hair out so that Blue Ivy could feel um, more proud of her hair texture because it's similar to his.
Oh,
And
okay.
so he kind of grew his hair out, for that purpose, to be a role model
Mhm.
for his daughter. And that was very that impacted me a lot because as a child I grew up with people saying that I look like my dad. And as a little girl, I don't know any better. That created insecurity because to me it was like, oh, you're saying I look like a
Like a
man
man.
because that's
Yeah.
my dad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I just thought that was really beautiful. And the fact that we still need those kinds of that kind of thoughtfulness
Mhm.
in order to accept who we are and how we look. And of course, as an adult, I'm no longer offended when people say I look like my dad. I'm just the woman version of my dad, and
Mhm.
that's just it. And with the hair as well, and so all of that plays into it. And when little girls are seeing people say these things about Lupita, it's burning on their brains, right? That she is not beautiful just because of the color of her skin,
And
because
if
that's
I look
obviously.
like Lupita, then maybe I'm not beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to have all of these people saying these nasty things online about me. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so dangerous, and that's why we're it was a topic that you and I said it's important for us to talk about because it remains a constant, and we have to be role models for all the little Black girls out there who
Absolutely.
are seeing these things. I mean, I think it's less now. I don't, thank goodness, I think it's a lot more of us out here representing our natural looks. And, a lot of darker skinned women are
Mhm.
getting the props that they deserve. Um, Black women that aren't readily associated with, right white proximity. I think, it's a good thing.
Yeah. I was reading some social media boards just to kind of think about how people are perceiving Black women. And so I actually went on a board that contained a lot of Black women. It was a board that was specifically meant to talk about Black women in beauty. And I was really saddened by some of the things that I read from Black women about
Mm-hmm.
how they just they just walk through life and they're just told they're ugly, and they think their features are disgusting, and
Mm-hmm.
and there were other people that were talking to them, and the suicide hotline was mentioned
Mm-hmm.
because some
Wow.
people sounded so despondent that
Mm-hmm.
people were concerned that they would try to harm themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it was that, and they would talk about how people would call them ugly,
Wow.
and how strangers even will say,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you're ugly, you're this, you're that," and how they just want to be seen and loved for who they are and valued for who they are, and they
Mm-hmm.
just feel that they're not valued. And I just think about how we're talking about a movie, and we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about how people are thinking about the characters in the movie, and these things are really impacting people
Yeah.
in in real life on a day-to-day basis.
Real ways.
These whole the whole idea about beauty standards, and how just easy it is for someone to just talk about someone's appearance, speak
Yeah.
about their appearance, just
Yeah.
without any precursor, just to just speak about someone's appearance.
And a lot of them that saying leave a lot to be desired themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Give me a break, would you?
Yeah.
so so yeah, so I would say everyone out there, check it out, right? The controversy has increased the popularity of this movie. As we kind of started, neither of us read the book.
I want to
I
go see the movie now. I'm really
want to go see it
excited.
to see what it's all about, to see all these wonderful, and all of the actors are wonderful actors. And I'm excited to see Lupita, her performance and her interpretation of Helen of Troy and what that means and how her role impacts
Mhm.
society and how things happen. So I'm excited.
I'm
So
excited as well. I'm excited as well.
so tell us how you feel in the comments, about when you do go and see it. It comes out on July 17th.
July
So
17th. Yes.
so I think this video will probably drop maybe a week or two before it comes out. But yeah, tell us how you feel about it if you go and see it, your thoughts on the controversy.
Mhm.
And then what's the last three things we want people to do, Nikki?
Like and subscribe.
Yep. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, did I forget comment?
But
Like,
I said
comment,
comment.
subscribe.
I said comment. So you were technically accurate.
Okay. 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 Yes, because we are really trying to build our base because we want to be able to communicate with you all. We want you all to tell us kind of the topics that you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get deep. We want to get deep.
And we want to make a
Um,
difference.
and we want to make a difference. Our goal is to really get topics and
Mm-hmm.
to really have you all think about these topics, on just move beyond the surface
And possibly have a perspective
and
shift.
have a perspective. Yeah,
Yep.
have a
All
perspective.
right.
All right, we're at time.
Yeah, we are, girl.
Yeah.
So until next time, everyone, we're looking forward to our next discussion with you. And until then, bye.
Bye. Disclaimer. Remember, the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the speakers and do not reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. So we want to get deep with you Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe buttons. See you soon.